Okay, everyone, it's 10 a.m., so I think we can start. Thank you again for joining. And as always, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to react or add it to the QA. Uh, okay, so the next version we're going to release this week, it's basically, so today's agenda is to discuss the smarter designer. We have a new, well, I mean, it's the same designer, but it's a live designer. You'll see, hopefully everybody would like it. There are lots of dashboard improvements where you can add reports directly. There is a save flag as well. So when you're making changes, uh, you can easily see it with a flag before, I mean, didn't have to. We have a new visualization also for heat map. And then if time permits, we can also look at the import and export report options. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my screen. Okay, so obviously everybody, I mean, I know some of people are new and most people already know and use .NET Report. So we've always had our designer, we made changes to it and made it better, but you'd have to first go in and just to give you a little bit of context, you'd have to select fields and columns like, just like we always have, and then you make changes and then you save and run your report. And that's how you would generally get to the output and see the report. So it's just an additional step. It works well for organization, but then if you have an existing report, you go and make changes to it, you can edit it and uh, save and run it. So we still have that option, but now we're introducing this smarter designer. Okay, so it gives you a compact view on top. It's practically the same items, but what it does is that as you select columns, uh, so for example, if I choose the station name or station ID. So as you select columns, it actually generates and runs the report. And I should have scrolled down a little bit. But it creates the report as you go. So as you select things, or if I, for example, go ahead and I drag this over, it would go ahead and run the report too. If I change the report type to summary, then it automatically changes that as well. I can change this to, because this is already a count. If I make it only in detail, sometimes it does that. You just have to hit the read and report button. But you can see that it actually, I can group by city, I think. Just to top and only in detail. So as you can see that that's a lot easier to design, right? So as you're doing things, it's updating the report for me right away. And I can go in and I can add filters also. It would do the same thing. It would pick it up and make changes. So, and once you're done, you can also obviously change the report type visualization. So it shows you that right away as well. If you add a filter, it would update it also. So if I go in, I say add filter and then choose like Hastings as the city. So, and I can do this again. So you can see that it's updating. So it's basically a live editor or smarter editor, whatever you want to call it. And it just helps things. So another thing is that, we have this new flag here that whenever you have unsafe changes, it will tell you that you need to save changes. So for example, this report, I haven't even saved it yet, but I can call it fire stations count by city. And then I can save this report. Once you save it, then you're able to close the designer because it just becomes an existing report. Okay, so hopefully this would be a more useful way to design reports. Another thing is that if you make changes to the chart, like for example, if I add a series color and pick a better color. Okay, then the flag also shows you that you've made changes now and you need to save your report, otherwise changes will be gone. Okay, so that was the first main thing on the agenda. See if we have any questions so far. Is this available already? It will be available this week. Yes, when we release version 6.2, we do have it in beta. So yes, it will be available this week and we'll send an email out. Oops. one page at a time. So in the Smarter Designer, we discussed the live preview while building reports. No need to save and rerun to test changes, right? So you don't have to go edit the report, save and run it, edit the report, save and run it, does it automatically. And then we have the improved save flag, which, you can kind of see that the unsafe changes. Okay, so next thing is the dashboard improvements. Okay, so we've taken this and added it to the dashboard as well. One of the main things with the dashboard is that, before you would have to go create a report, then edit the dashboard, go in and select the report and add it, right? I mean, you can still do that. But now, and then you can arrange and resize and all of that. But now you're able to add reports directly, create a new report here as well. So I have a new option here where I can say add a new report. And again, I can use the standard or Smarter Designer, but I'll use the Smarter Designer. And then it just basically opens up a new report designer for me. So I can go in here and say, okay, give me the date and station ID. And like, let's say I want to do a summary by month and count my incidents, right? And then I can go to sort and I can say sort by date and time. So perfect. I got all my incident report here. And then I can go ahead and see the designer also over here says that it's not saved yet. But I can go to options and then I can say incident counts by month. And I can save this. So once I save it, it just gets added to the dashboard. So I don't have to go. So when you're creating it, it's obviously built up, but it's just part of the dashboard now. So you don't have to go create a report separately, then come back and add it to the dashboard. You can easily do that. And then again, of course, you can resize and arrange as you need to. And it would save it. And the same thing applies like if you go and make changes to it. So for example, let's say I want to edit this now. And again, I can edit it using standard or smarter. So I'll just use the Smarter Designer and then change it to, let's say, area chart, right? And then it should show me that, there are changes to be saved. So I can go ahead and save it. It's my designer. I didn't really change it to a chart. Let me refresh the dashboard. Okay, there we go. So if I arrange it and make it bigger, another thing that I wanted to show is that if we, instead of just making the designer changes, if we go and change the series color or something like that, that also get picked up that, there are pending changes. So, I mean, you could always make these changes in the previous version too, but it didn't tell you that you had to save the changes. So sometimes people would lose it. So that's the main changes on the dashboard. Hopefully people would find this useful as well. Definitely not having to go and create a report separately and then coming back to add it, I think is very useful. Okay, so we talked about these things. Okay, next thing is the heat map. Okay, so we have a new visualization in Heatmaps. So the way, I mean, this one already is there, but I'll go ahead and create a new report just to show you how it works. Oops. Okay, so the way, use the standard design, or I can use the Smarter Designer. That's fine. So the way incident, the way heat maps work is that you need to have latitude and longitude for it to work. So it even tells you as a hint that the first two columns have to be latitude and longitude, and then you need a numeric value for intensity. So for example, I can count the incidents for intensity here. Okay. You can kind of see that this is how it works, that it plots the latitude and longitude here, and you have the intensity scale, which goes from the lowest value to the highest value, right? You can sort it to see the lowest was 1, and then the highest was 17. You can also drill in to the area to zoom in. As you hover over, it shows you the different values also in that range. Another thing is, let me go ahead and edit it with, you can also change the intensity colors. Okay, so for example, I'm going from blue to green. I can go from a lighter shade of blue to a more intense shade of just blue if I want to, right? So, and you can kind of see that it's updating the scale in the back as I'm updating it as well. So that's how the heat map would work. And then again, you can drill in. Another good option here is that you can change the style. You can change it to grayscale or satellite image as well. I like grayscale personally. And then another great thing is that you can also, as you zoom in, you can add zip code boundaries or county boundaries as well. So if you have the zip code boundary here, as you drill in, it would actually give you the zip code over it as well. And you can also do county border also. So if you want to just keep that, you can do that as well. And then you can, basically see the incident intensities. One other thing is that you can also add a marker to each item. So if I go ahead and edit this, I'll just use the standard one report. And let's say I wanted to see the station name for the incident as well, right? So I can go in and I can, or maybe the city name or maybe the status. So I can also check this option that says show marker. Okay. And then any item that I have over here that would basically be added to the that would be added as a marker to tip 2. So if I hover over it or click on it, it can tell you the status as well. So this one is pending, this one is closed. So not just the values are around here as well, but it also adds a plot marker for the plot also. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's the main thing. Okay, so we have some questions. Can we run heat map only per city or state? So the heat map really works with latitude and longitude. So you can, that's how you can define the intensity. It doesn't go by city or state, but like I showed you that you can do the border between county and zip code if we need to. Can you edit existing report with designer instead of standard? Yeah, we can definitely use either one. So if you have edit report, you can choose to edit with standard or edit smarter. So it would come up right here. So let me see if I try to change the color to yellow or gold, it would update it immediately. So yes, you can edit it either way. When for live preview, is there an option to define a top end during the design session? Yes. So the top end is there. We have the option that says max record. And then only, actually, it's literally called only top and 10 N. So I can say 10, and it should just give me the top 10 records here. Do you recommend using the default designer for larger? So the designer automatically uses page size. So even if you have like a huge data set, it will only bring 30 records at a time. So it's pretty safe to use the live designer, even with larger data sets. Okay. Are there any other questions? Let's see. Can any plans to add AI different? Yes, so that is definitely there. It's actually something that's been in beta for a bit. So if I go back and do a new smarter designer, we do have a prompt builder here as well. Okay, so you can do natural language prompt. Now this feature is in beta, but our main focus is to get your this natural language to get to a design report that you can save and run later. So for example, like, if I go and look for incident, so it gives you tooltips as you're typing. So I can do incident date time and incident ID. Let's say I just look for these two and I can process with AI. Let's try again. Okay, so it gave me the date, time, and incident, right? And if I click on the design report, it actually puts that in here too. So next I can say something like for this year, right? and then I can process with AI again, and let's see if it actually should pick it up. So if I go to the designer, well, it didn't pick it up. It should have added a filter for this here. So this is something in beta. You guys are more than welcome to test it. So, and you can always start over. But the idea with this one is that it adds, you give it column IDs with tooltips. So for example, I can say city and count of incident ID. So this should give me, I don't know why it keeps doing that, but it doesn't run the first time. Anyways, but yeah, it gave me the city and incident count exactly how I would have expected it. So, you can definitely play with this. It should be able to support more than just these basic things, but for the purpose of this demo, I'm just doing some basic stuff here. Can we use Google Map for heat map? No, Google Map is not for heat map. We do have Google Maps for, we've always had it like, when you're using, one of the visualizations that we've always had is the map. So map and heat map are two different ones. So map uses Google Map, and you can probably do something like state and city and address. And then, obviously this is the whole world map, but you just want to do a state map. So see, it would pick Florida, that all these incidents are in Florida. And you can change it to maybe count, and maybe I can delete this one. So this also supports intensity that is going from 1 to 2, but the Google Map is kind of limited to geocoding, so you can only do states, or we do support US states, and I think world map and US metro cities as well. Okay, so I can try this, and then it would use the other map. So it can do intensity tracking too, but it's not by latitude and longitude, and that's what the heat map feature is for. Okay, that's great. Lots of good conversations, lots of questions. Let me see if we have any other. So the question is, are latitude and longitude automatically derived from physical addresses, or no? So the coordinates come from the database, so it has to be in your data. The data set that I'm using, if I go to setup and I take a look at my tables, this one is the incidence table. So it has the column. And if I look at my raw data from the database, this is the raw data, and it has the longitude and latitude inside it. So it has to be in the data. Okay, great. I think I answered all the questions. Okay, so let's see what's next on the agenda. Okay, so we talked about this, where we have the, you can definitely do some very cool layouts and graphics with the heat map. Okay, we already went up instead of going down. Okay, next thing is that we've also improved the import and export report feature. So this is something a lot of our enterprise clients have been asking for, where you could select. We had some availability here where you could export reports and import it, but it was just one at a time. But now we've streamlined it a lot more. So if I go back to, so one option is that it's actually available in the setup page as well, where you can go in and, this was there before where you could drill in, but now it also gives you a select option, right? And then you can do bulk actions where you can export selected reports. So you can actually just go select a couple of them, and then you can export it, change your data environment. So if you have reports done in QA, you can export them and then go to your production and import them. So another thing is that you can also apply security directly to multiple reports or folders. So you can go in. I mean, I don't think I have any users and roles set up, but if you do have it, you can just apply to all in one go. You don't have to go into each report and change it. And this also gives you the option to delete multiple reports at the same time too. But this is from the back end. We also have an option here where you can say allow users to import export reports also. So if you're not an admin, you can still, I mean, if you're an admin, you can always do it, but without admin mode, you can also do it on the reports page as well directly. So if you go in, you can see that there is like this import export option here where you can turn on select mode. So when you select it, it gives you the uh, icon here. If you select everything, then obviously it will select everything in the folder. You can go and uncheck some, and then you can export these reports. And then, you can cancel select mode and then go back and it changes it to import option, and then gives you some instructions here too. There's some more UI instructions here where it tells you that, you can uh, include multiple reports in a file, and obviously it needs to be something that was previously exported from our system. And if the report with the same name exists, it will ask you to skip, overwrite, or copy. I can actually select the JSON that I just exported, and then we try to upload it. So this was another thing that if you want to move reports to another folder, it will tell you that, okay, hey, do you want me to import it in the selected folder or the folder where it was imported from? I mean, since it's just the same folder, I can use current folder, it doesn't matter. But this is what it's going to do for each one because these already exist. So do you want to make a copy of it or write it or skip it? I can make a copy on this one, and then I can go and see that it made a copy of my uh, report. So this is very helpful when you're dealing in an enterprise environment where you need to export reports and import it into another folder or another environment. Okay. The managed report will be available with the new update. Yes, yes. Everything here should be released hopefully tomorrow, but definitely by sometime this week. Yes, it will be available. Okay. Any other questions? Let me see what else we have here. Okay, so yeah, we covered import export also. It's good for migration. I mean, this is something that would be helpful for enterprise users for sure. And we did well on time. I think we're just under 30 minutes. But these are the main things. Any other questions anybody has? Okay, great. Well, thank you so much to everybody for joining. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you guys supporting .NET Report and being our valued customers. I think a couple of people have joined who are not existing customers, so hopefully you guys will convert and come over. And obviously you can always visit our website for the free trial. It's always available. Any questions or anything, anytime, you can feel free to email me directly as well. Thank you, everybody.